Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you to the gentlemen. I can't really take away the things that were spoken here. They're not light. And I think Abandaba Needs should actually just try to listen with just a little bit of attentiveness when you watch this specific episode, because there's a lot of there's a lot of great gems underneath, but you just have to listen to actually hear them. Hi everybody, welcome to the Uphill Podcast. I'm your host, Kumani Mtsila, and we are back with another exciting episode, you guys. For those who are joining us for the very first time, I'm your host, Kumani, as previously mentioned, and welcome back to those who are joining us again. Welcome back, you guys. We are bringing yet another exciting and yet thrilling and more discussion than conversation. If that makes sense, more discussion than conversation. And I think the discussions that we all need, especially the youth, not just the youth though, just everyone in general, we need it. So today I have someone who's very, very comprehensive.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to, very, very comprehensive. Someone who's very intuitive. I would say he's self-aware, cool. He's one of the I met him today, surprisingly.
Yes.
The first time I'm meeting him today, and we had some few conversations there over the phone. And one thing that I got from the guest is that he knows his stuff.
Yeah, like you guys do your homework.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, personally, and he's all about identity, and it's all about just be firm and be confident. Know who you are. Have a backbone, as they would say.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just not waste any time. Let me introduce to you the guest, Uzzie Khanye. Is that your full name, by the way?
Uzzie Khanye. Yes.
Uzzie Khanye.
Yeah.
And then your surname?
My surname is too long, so I never really put it out on the socials. Yeah, so you must just know me as Uzzie.
As Uzzie.
Because even my email is Uzzie Khanye. Even at work, they call me Uzzie. Yeah,
dude, I was also very skeptical to just send you like, go Uzzie. It felt very, I don't know, felt like informal. Like, good day, Uzzie.
Uzzie. Because literally everyone calls me, even at work, like my boss, dear Uzzie. Clients, dear Uzzie. So
it's just a norm.
It's sort of caught on.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here finally.
Yeah, same.
I'm just gonna let you have your own time, have your own space, introduce you in your own way, as much as I've given insight to the kind of person that you are. But I just want you to give you that platform and just give us a bit of yourself.
A bit about myself.
A bit of yourself.
My name is Uzzie, like I said. I am a CA, a legal practitioner. I'm someone who loves accountability, and I think that is sort of what drives my entire brand on the socials, because it's who I am. I love to reinforce accountability. I love to reinforce irresponsibility, because obviously, as a response to how I'm seeing where we are. Where we are, and I think it's just a response to that. And the only backbone, like you said. I do think I am comprehensive. I do think I am intuitive. Someone who's very perspicacious as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Very simple though. I'm just a simple guy. And I feel like that is the battery behind all of this. Just simplicity.
And people just like misunderstand that at times.
Yeah. They sort of take it as a concept. It's not a concept. It's what I am. Like, I'm just a simple person. Like, say for example, people will see you, dressed in a simple way, and then, you're eating that simple look. It's not a simple look. It's
just who you are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. If I had to introduce myself like I'm doing now, I'm just a simple guy who loves the backbone and accountability.
Yeah, that's great. Because even with our last episode, the gents were on my back about that, about having a backbone.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you do that made
man, it was just like some parts of what we were discussing outside. Like this marketing situation and the excitement. Yeah, they were really, really like going at me, but in a good way. Again, the tone. It was good. It was good.
Tone. What do you mean tone? So to you, tone matters more than the substantive.
No, the thing is, right, with our last guest, we were just elaborating on the fact of the tone and how it's important. So
Important.
interest in how to relay your message or get your message delivered or have it across. So it matters how you say it. It matters the kind of element that you use to actually get your message across. So with Obahle being here the last time, he was like, "No, man, it wasn't the way that he said it, right? But it's the information and how he got it across." Because I'm like, I felt like I was being shouted at, but they made it a point, or shout. You're giving.
No, I'm glad.
Yeah, fundis.
No, I'm glad they gave you that talk because I feel like I'm that person. I'm worse because I'm not. Because with me, it's important that you listen to what I just said as opposed to how I said it. Because we're all emotional beings. Like, we all have emotions. So if now we have to overcome two different hurdles, it's just not worth the time. So we have to overcome the hurdle of you getting the information, and then the hurdle of you of me having to relay the information in a way that
well, so that was the whole thing. But yeah, it's good that you also re-emphasized that.
Yeah.
You mentioned there's quite a lot that I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
There's needs, and I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to actually get everything on record. But I was going through your posts, right, when I do the research on guests. Don't worry. I always say to the guests, no, I don't try to get something that will be controversial as such. I just try to get more in line with what I want you to touch on, what I feel like is important. You just mentioned where we are now.
Yes.
Right? And I felt like that was so perfect because I wanted to ask you about a post that you did last in December 23rd. I'll remind you.
What in December?
In December 23rd last year. I'll remind you. You don't have to.
How do you know about that?
No, because I have to do.
What is this?
I have to do research on the people that come here, right? It just gives us more confidence on my side personally, and it just also it gives more meaning to a conversation.
No, 100%.
Yeah, well, as much as we are meeting for the first time, but I think it was very important to kind of get a sense of who you are, so that I could get the points that I want.
It is also very impressive.
Yeah.
You know, like you're a team that does, like I said, you do your homework.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
I think, guys, we will. Trust you, impressive. No, but last year you mentioned something about you are so happy, and I'm gonna read the post actually, but I'm just gonna touch on this one quickly. You wrote something about you being in a place you never thought you'd find yourself in. And that is when you actually went into being a candidate.
Oh yes,
attorney candidate.
Yes,
in December. Graduate. Yeah, you haven't graduated by time. Was you graduated this year?
Exactly. I hadn't graduated. You know what's funny? I hadn't even known if I had passed yet.
But then you got the position.
Yeah. I asked about Basil.
What does it mean? Let's just start there for people who don't understand what is being a candidate attorney. Can you just give us a little background on that?
So you're with law, you know, with the profession of law. Obviously, practitioner, we lawyer, or rather, a legal practitioner, we lawyer.
Yeah.
But obviously, there are different distinctions to it. Just as with anything and everything, with doctors, there's different types of doctors. There's different levels by resident. So it's the same as that. You're CA. You're basically first level. Like you low level yangena.
Yeah.
And then his steps
will follow.
They follow that way.
Okay.
So you've pulled through. You've pushed through, and you're on the other side now.
Okay.
You're lawyer, but you're a toddler basically.
So you still need training, still need to be looked after.
Yes. You need to know how to navigate your way around.
Okay.
You know, you need to build. You're starting from scratch, basically.
So is it an automatic thing like Zongi?
No.
So certain individuals are chosen.
Yes.
Wow. So you were chosen for that honor.
Look, man. You know.
So you were chosen for that honor.
Look. Yes, I was. Yes.
No?
I was chosen. Yes.
That's quite some.
It's a huge.
That's a huge.
It is a huge thing.
The way that you said it, Nyani, to just step the next hurdle that most people don't actually get to.
Yeah, and it's very unfortunate because obviously everyone wants to be chosen.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be there, but you know.
So you're not recommended. They just like look at your track record, like schooling, your studies.
What do you?
Are you recommended or Kanye is just?
Oh no. So Galogu, you apply for it.
Oh, you apply.
Yeah, like hey, you don't just sit there and buzz. You go to them. You email them. You do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You go out there. You put yourself out there.
Okay.
No one's coming.
Yeah, no, because like with school, ne? I mean, I don't know a lot about being a lawyer and everything, but I understand that with certain positions and certain careers and certain modules and careers platforms, you know, it's just because of you're so good at what you do. Some you lecture or something.
Oh no! Oh yes! Oh,
Wait, like
I get what you mean because I did have something like that last year.
Some they recommend you to someone.
I had something like so I had a paper that I wrote, an assignment basically, and I got like an email from one of the lecturers, and they said they wanted like a partner and write a paper with me. So that was a huge thing.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing.
So
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But with candidate attorneyship, it's not really like that.
So
you go to firms, you apply.
You apply.
You find someone who's going to want to take you.
Oh man.
And yeah.
But congrats. But
Yeah, thanks, man.
I kind of derailed there a bit, but I initially wanted to ask you, you mentioned that in Ngokuba we are here now. And the post that you wrote here, 21 December 2023, you basically said...
Receipts.
I have the
receipts, man.
You basically said, I used to see these types of stories from other people and find them so out of reach for me.
Yeah.
Again, this is quite a lengthy post.
It is, yes.
But there's something about that. I used to see these types of stories from other people and find them so out of reach for me. What did you mean by that?
I'm a regular oak that comes from Ekailicha. It's from Bukasi, like everyone else. And from Bukasi, I mean, look, when we look at the people who are living our dreams, it is it's so far. It's so far away from us. Because number one, we don't have as much of resources as most people do. You know what I mean? And the family you have what you have, and that is what you have. You know what I mean? So and when I started my journey, or when I began, going out there and finding myself, you start from the bottom, bro. Start from the bottom. So as long as I was born as so you start from the bottom and you build, man. You build a vision, you build a goal, you build a plan of something which is levels higher than you. So I never thought about
You would be,
dude, like I would also be the person that people look back at and be like, I want to be like Uzzie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I used to find it out of reach. And the thing is, even last year, before I found out that I was chosen to, it seemed out of reach because you're not there yet.
Yeah.
You can't get cocky before you've gotten anything. So that's what I meant. It seemed very far away from me because I come from nothing.
Your background, Yako, was there some sort of level of support system that you had? When, like in the journey that you currently went on.
What you mean?
Yeah.
So I have an older brother. And like I said, background here too. This is our background, right? But obviously, the more you work as a Umudu, the more you break through certain levels and certain degrees if you're fortunate enough to be successful. So now I think in terms of your support, Difumene, after my older brother pulled through, after he pulled through, like he pulled us up. Like he pulled us up. And that's where I got my support system. But of course it happened only later in life. I think I was around 16, 15, 17. So I had to make something out of just whatever it is that I was
That
able to
you
get
can grasp.
in terms of his support. Yeah. So yeah, I had it, but only towards the end.
Towards the end. Walk us through the relationship with the Putrag. It's like, have you ever at some point, because he's such a huge character. He's quite a well-known public figure, and I don't know, I don't have an older brother, but I have an older sister, and sometimes we as siblings we can feel like we walking in our sibling shadows sometimes, especially if they are successful. Have you ever felt that, Wena? Like, do you ever feel like you have big shoes to fill? Because I feel like he's leaving a mark.
Look. When it comes to where my family is concerned, because like we're very tight knit, like we're very close. So I've never seen him outside. Like I've never seen him as separate from me. So I could never look at him and the things that he does and be like, damn, my brother's. No, for me it's always like. Like he's always just been here. So I've never really felt the distance of, I've never really, it's never really thingied.
So you never really felt like you need to work so hard to actually meet him at where he's at.
And I've never felt that. He's just always been there. Like, and he's always been there to direct, but do this now. Do this now. So as far as my family is concerned,
How would you describe Unyaka wako so far in one word?
Unyaka
Yeah, in one word. And also, but also in consideration of your last year as well. That's how just in one word.
Last year,
your graduation and everything, one word.
Damn, man, in one word, ne?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say triumph, or triumph, man. Like, because in comparison to last year, like the stock difference between then and now is crazy for me. Like it's crazy. It's like it literally feels like a victory, like a triumph.
What do you think has changed, Wena? Not just like your career wise, but what do you think personally that you have evolved within yourself?
Personally. I think personally, I'm not gonna. There isn't that much difference between me personally. There isn't at all. I'd be lying if I said there's no difference between me and last year personally. The only differences is are professional differences and just social differences. But in terms of me personally, in terms of me internally as umdu, as a guy, as a person, I'm still the same old.
Still the same
Uzzie.
guy.
Yeah.
How do you guys? I'm very eager to ask this question. How do you guys deal with success burnout? And I'm throwing out that to everyone because I'm asking that specifically because you are one person who's constantly on the road, and it was a bit of not of a struggle, but I noticed, Manabana, it's going to be a tough one with you, specifically with you, because it's been a long way trying to get you here, and finally you are here. So how do you deal with success burnout with just the responsibilities of you keeping your career going 90% of the time, and just feeling the need to have everything figured out? Do you ever, like, how would you describe it as success burnout?
Oh, you're asking me how would I describe success burnout?
How would you describe it? And then I'm going to ask you how, if you have experienced it, how have you dealt with it?
I actually have. I think in success burnout would be, in realistic terms, complacency, comfortability. You're comfortable. You've made it, or rather, you've crossed the threshold, and you're comfortable now. You feel like you're the big shot. You've made it. You become complacent, and that is a character flaw. That is not a professional thing. It's not a career thing. It's a character flaw. It's a flaw that you need to fix while you're not successful yet.
So you're saying that basically, because my thing with success burnout, I'm asking you this for a specific reason because one, I go through them quite a lot. Nah.
But then how would you define success burnout?
For me personally, success burnout would be if you have exhausted all of your time, your capabilities, your energy,
Like
your
spirit, your fire.
Yeah, we're basically on responsibilities.
100%. No,
I
get you.
And for me, okay, and by the grace of God, I'm still pursuing my studies. I haven't graduated, so I haven't really experienced success burnout in such. But
No, I
have
get you. Of
experienced
course, burnout. Basically,
you know?
yeah.
So that's why I'm asking it, because as a lawyer, I would believe that there's so many responsibilities that comes with it.
Look, man, it almost feels like there are not enough hours in the day. Like there are not enough. And here's the funny thing. I wake up at 3 a.m. Like at 3 a.m. I have to wake up every day at 3 a.m. Because number one, I have to prepare like myself. I prepare, Zam. Also, I have to prepare for work. Because I don't know what I was doing in the and then also preparation. Because the second overseen, the systems go. People are texting you. We like colleagues are we text each other at 5, 6. We're going. Uzzie, do this. Uzzie, do that. And you can't now say, yeah, but it's 6 a.m.
Yeah,
but it's 5 a.m. Bro, you were chosen out of hundreds of people.
Yeah.
So you can't get here now and complain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but in terms of success burnout, if you still want me to answer,
yeah,
I believe it's a character flaw. It's a character misstep. We tend to think about okay, just because we've overcome a particular hurdle, we've made it now. I'm this. I'm a CA. Like I've made it. I did this. I bought a car. I've made it. No. Once who is driven and who understands the structure and the psychology of a plan, you understand. But once you've accomplished this, we literally move on to the next one. You have a weekend where you have to celebrate. You have just a weekend, Saturday. In fact, Friday or Saturday. That's when you celebrate and you do it internally. I've made it. Kala if you're Kala, cry go cry because you've just worked, man.
I will cry.
Same. I cry.
I will cry
because the thing is, you remember about flip, man. It took me so long, and I had to do so much for me to get here. I cry, bro. I cry. That's how I deal with success. I cry. So where success burnout is concerned, you have a weekend, celebrate your win.
Yeah.
I did this. And then you have to after that, what's next? It's in the plan. Because unless you get paid like $1 million a month,
Do you find happiness in accomplishments?
Do I find
happiness in your accomplishments?
Look, I'm going to have to say no.
Why so?
Because now as a person, everything that I'm doing, as long as these accomplish in terms of my career, my profession, my social life, for me, have nothing to do with me as a person. Hence, I said to you earlier when you asked me do I feel different, I told you personally nothing's different with me. So as accomplishments for me are not necessarily accomplishments because everything I needed to do, I did it in 2022, 2021, 2022. That's when I accomplished something. But everything else, as wins, this poster, there's are not necessarily accomplishments for me. They are a machine to get me. You know what I mean? Like I want to have a family. I want to have a car. I want to have happy children one day. So there's as wins again. They drive me there, but they are definitely not accomplishments, man.
Guys, I don't know, but why do you think, Tina, but Mamiyama, I will say specifically us, right? I'm going to use us for an example because like you've mentioned earlier, Uzzie, you mentioned that you didn't have support until a certain extent. Until your big brother was eventually in a place where he was able to provide that for you. Do you think most of the time, Tina, as Black people, do you think we are on survival mode? than actually enjoying out the labor of our fruits.
That's a beautiful question because I think I spent a good hour this morning thinking about that.
Yeah.
Because I mean I went through the plan that we discussed in terms of structure, and everything that I was sort of wanting it always went back to survival mode. Everything we do is to survive. Like leisure,
Yeah.
because we don't have the luxury for leisure. Can't afford leisure because you have to wake up and plan has been motion. You have to do certain things, and when you do these certain things, you're not doing them for your benefit. You're doing them because you're bad. You're constantly trying to make up for something. Ogo. Like literally, like the 24-hour day, you're just making up.
You're just making means to.
Yeah, you're making up for something that happened either 10 years ago by a family member or by mom. Like you're always
trying.
making up. So where your question is concerned, 100%, we're always in survival mode.
Yo, bro, now I'm always on survival mode. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the last time I was genuinely happy. Like genuinely, I'm talking about like not making it up, not trying to put a facade, like but genuinely happy.
So I'm glad you say that. Because like I just said now, but when I accomplished something in 2022, it started for me at 16 or 17 as well. That's when I was there, but guys, it's survival mode.
Yeah.
So I need to be happy. What is it that I need to do? And after I asked myself that question, everything changed. And what's funny is I remember that day to the T.
Yeah.
Like I remember everything about that day. I remember sitting in bed and thinking, man, this cannot be it.
Exactly.
Like I can't need this and this and this and this just to breathe. I need to do more than breathe. I need to be a person. I need to be a human being. I need to feel peace. I need to feel happiness. What is it that I need to do? And you're that day, man. You're that day. So yeah, like it's internal work that you need to do. You owe it to yourself. But it is possible though.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Because the reason why I'm asking is because, especially with the accomplishment side, you even asked us outside, Bana, are we happy with what we're doing?
Yeah.
And I am happy. I'm not gonna lie. I am happy, right? I'm happy with the impact that we're making. Small as it is, I'm happy with it. But I know we can do better. But at the same time, I'm also finding it very difficult to just absorb the moment. Because I'm constantly looking for what's next.
Yes.
Do you get me?
No.
Okay, we got the views. We got the subscriptions. I graduated or whatever the case may be.
No, I get you.
I got my license or whatever the success that you redeem for yourself. But you also constantly just want next. And I need Lando.
So, okay. So, personally for Rimna, what you just mentioned has been basically philosophy for ever since I became someone who can think. It's been a philosophy.
Someone who can think.
Yeah, and look. I'm gonna keep referencing. I'm gonna keep referencing the age of 17 because everything for me started there.
Yeah.
So it's literally like a reference point. And coincidentally, I don't remember most of my life before 17, but obviously I remember the things I went through.
Recently.
I remember the things I felt, but I don't remember most of it because after I turned 17, I started to think like, hey, man, Uzzie, you need to do this. You need to become. Everything changed about me from the way I speak. Like I speak now. I didn't used to speak like this. The words I use now, I never used to. I didn't know. I didn't read.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was just umshita egas. Like just your normal guy,
dude,
who just does wuga oros. Like
what are you? Uzamuthile ngoba basekazi. Uzamuthile xa basele oros, avuka basele oros.
So I was just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And the whatever it is in me, but dude, man, this can't be it. Like this cannot be it. Why is it that there's someone here or there's someone out there who speaks in a way that I admire? I admire the way he speaks, but he's speaking, and why can't I speak like that? Like, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
Like, no, so genuinely, why can't I do that? I see someone who's dressed a certain way. Why can't I do that? I see someone who's happy. Why can't I do that? And it kept me going. Like, that question, it rung. Bro, I even Googled, how can I be happy? I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember the song that I was listening to that day. I remember everything. Yabo, it starts there. So to go back to your point, Yakoyoba, you find it very difficult to absorb and be in the moment. That is your fault because it is attainable. It can happen. It can happen. What you're mentioning is basically a dissatisfaction or a suffering. What I'm getting at is suffering is not necessarily active pain.
Yeah.
Suffering is not necessarily something that's happening to you right now. Suffering is when you can't sit still and just, that is suffering. You're suffering. Like ubomi bakho, your existence yakho is suffering. Because why is it that uhleli, nothing bad is happening to you, but you're unsatisfied? Why? Like you ask yourself that question. And it led me down a rabbit hole. And I started getting answers bit by bit. And I finally did. If you want me to, I could give you like a young schema. So it's like suffering exists. That's the first truth. Suffering exists. Life is suffering. Life is suffering. It's the first truth. The second truth is suffering has a cause. Suffering comes from something. I don't just suffer because
J.
It comes from something. Why does it come from something? Because there's someone out there who's not suffering. So why am I suffering? There's someone out there who's not suffering.
Yeah, but sometimes with suffering, you don't even know. But Shami, what is it that is bothering you?
That's where I'm getting at. You ask yourself, what is it? What's the problem here? You know, what's causing me to suffer? So if you ask the question, what's causing me to suffer? You are presupposing that suffering has a cause, and you've already done half the work.
But guys, do you think it's possible just in general? Because like you have people that have family structures that are good. They have like their business doing, but they're still not happy.
That is exactly where I'm getting at. So you ask yourself about why am I suffering? And like I said, the second truth is suffering has a cause. The third truth is suffering is caused by an attachment to desire. You always want something. Like you are always in pursuit of something. That is what causes suffering. That is what causes dissatisfaction. Right? So for example, you mentioned okay, you got the views, you got the podcast, you graduated, you are getting all these accolades. However, you can't sit and absorb everything. Then there's your answer. The reason why you can't sit and absorb everything is because you're constantly looking for the next thing to get.
Yeah.
If you could just sit still and be aware of everything that's happening to you, everything that's happening around you, there's peace there. There's peace there. It's inherent. It's not caused from anything. It's just peace.
Okay. And
it's just peace.
And speaking of things that are around you, do you think the environments that we find ourselves in play a huge role?
No.
In crafting our careers and identity?
No, I don't. I think that we are given we are given what we're given, and it is up to us to do something with what we're given. But I will never encourage anyone to look at the environment and say, oh, the reason why I'm like this is because of this. Because to what end? Like, where does that end? You could win $1 million. You could win 2 million, and then we splash, right? We splurge, and you also find a justification for that. Oh no, it's because of this, because of that. No, it's you.
So we're not not that we're not allowed. Are we allowed? Okay, at least to be aware. That is because of the environment that I found myself in growing up.
100%.
That maybe my dreams and career passions were delayed. Are we allowed at least
100%. Of course,
to take at least to see okay, fine. They didn't make me choose who I can become. I made that choice for myself. but it played a role.
No. I mean, look, it's only logic.
Yeah.
It's logical. Yes, you are where you are, and you are here now. You can't do anything about that. Acknowledge that, be aware of it, and then keep it moving. Like, you are responsible for what happens after you've realized something.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of and this is Ilenuzaya, my driving force. Karma, the law of cause and effect. And I don't mean karma
Literally.
there's this magical karma of, oh, if you do this, it'll happen to you. No, I'm talking about karma, the law of cause and effect. Meaning, for every action, there is a reaction. So now, if you sit on your bed and you make a decision, yoba, I am aware now.
Yeah.
Everything from then on is entirely your fault. Everything, it's your fault. If something good happens, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Something bad happens, it's your fault. You can't say now about but if abazali bami bethe bandithi it's up to you. You do what you have to do. And the thing is, no one is exempt from this law. We all face that. So yes, acknowledge its surrounding yakho, acknowledge your environment, but you can't blame it
The circumstance
for what you are, because there are people who come from Ekazi but who make it.
Yeah, man. And it's just not about events, about your shortcomings, I would say. Because shortcomings, I feel like they actually gather yourself and they make you some sort of man. It makes you like life or the life that you don't want for yourself. Because now I have the fortunate life that I don't know what it is to be poor.
Yeah.
Right, which is something that is very fortunate. But
100%.
but some people don't have that.
100%.
So, do you think if you haven't experienced that, would you at least to some extent be at some sort of same level as?
No. Look.
Would you understand them?
Look.
From a different perspective. Because when you're coming from a different stall.
So let me pose to you this scenario. You've experienced hunger before, like just physical hunger. You've experienced physical hunger. You've experienced overindulgence, whereby you have more than you need. You've experienced having like a good grand in your pocket. Come on, you've experienced that, right?
Yeah,
that's all you need.
To understand the forthcomings of 20 years of poverty, 15 years of poverty, 10 years of poverty.
20 years of poverty, 15 years of poverty is poverty every day for 15 years. It's poverty every day for 15 years. When you experienced it for one day, maybe like you had no appetite, let's say. So, the only difference between you and them is that you've experienced it like now. They've experienced it every day. But what matters is you've experienced it. You know how it feels.
Yeah, but not to that extent, though.
No. Extent only covers longevity. You've been hungry, but for this long.
But you understand why I'm saying and City. They will not understand your point of view because you did not have to sit through it for so long.
No.
Do you get me?
No. Listen. So it's you are responsible for yourself. You are responsible for your understanding zako, knowledge yako. No one is responsible. It's you. You need to step out and find the information. So now I really don't encourage, nor do I subscribe to the notion of, but they didn't understand because of so and so. We've all faced things. You know what I mean? Like we've all you're a human being. You don't measure yourself. You don't measure the things that you know based off
the things that you've gone through,
based off your longevity of the things that you've gone through.
Yeah.
You base it off the fact that you have felt it before. Awareness and enlightenment. It's understanding that you are a human being, and as a human being, as an individual human being, you are the embodiment of literally each and every other human being that has ever lived and that lives right now. So I'm not sitting here. I know about Camp Uzzie, right? That's good and well. I am a human being. I'm a black guy. I am this. I'm that. I grew up here. I grew up here. And you're sitting there. It's like it's my responsibility to understand.
Yeah.
But now you're a human being. Everything that I know, it is my responsibility to know. But now you feel things. You don't have to. But we feel it in a certain way. You don't have to. But we experience it. But we're born with an inherent intuition. Like ba lena into ba le ewe. So now I don't subscribe to this notion about you have to first experience it personally. No, you're a human being. You have foresight. Like you have foresight. You have insight as well. Like you know that people go through things. So if you need to experience something in order to appreciate it, then you are not as good a person as you think you are.
You think you are. That's actually quite profound. But actually links to the next segment here, because with the environment, with the poverty and everything in education, it goes back to the survival thing. It really does go back to the survival thing, because even if you are fortunate to have or to rip off or to benefit from your parents' support and your brother's support and everything, there's kind of this thing where you have to bring back or buyise. I don't know if it makes sense, but what I'm trying to get at, there's something called black text.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes.
There's something called black text, and there's something actually called black text, and it's affecting every single person. I know it's affecting some of my family members right now. I've gone through it, a bit of it, but not to an extent. What do you guys consider as black text here? What do you guys think is black text in your opinion?
I mean, look.
But there's different forms of it.
Look. Regardless of your forms, regardless of the types, and this is black text is black text, and we know what it is. We know about plan B. Let's say you go visit. So how many say one? But then I think the debilitating thing about it is like we are quite this time. Because everyone feels as though
they're entitled.
Everyone feels as though they are special to you. No, look, it's family. Dentanda grand, dentanda yes, but you are family. You are just family. Now, not a single one of you guys are special more than umdu, unless of course if it's your siblings and your nephews, because one again you owe them something. You owe your nephews something. You owe your siblings, but to like entitlement, you're toxic.
Yeah, but here's my thing though. I think I'm not right.
No, you're right.
The connotation of the meaning behind it, but I think people just turn it into such
expound
a negative. It's associated with a negative element kuyo. But I don't think it's coming from that or the natural or traditional form of black text.
Tell me what you mean.
Me personally, I think it's a good thing that if you are in good standing financially, right, or like umile or grand, and there are people that are counted on you, like back home, I think it's a good thing.
No, look.
Amela, I know, but I think it's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think the problem that I have with it, it's when people start using it as a form of manipulation to get what they
black
get
text
from you. Yeah, but no, that's
black
what
text.
I'm saying. But it's good. It's a good thing. But people are turning it into.
So giving back, having someone okwi budget yako, having someone like a family member budget yako, I don't consider that as black text. I consider that as
fulfilling a responsibility.
Yeah, it's a responsibility. What black text is when there's manipulation and entitlement.
Yeah.
Outside. That is taxing.
Yeah.
So if black text is not, I don't think it's giving back. I think it is what comes with giving back. It's those tiny, passive aggressive, jabs and entitlements, and that's black text. And nothing good can ever come out of that.
Nothing good comes out of it, yes. But like you said, don't fuck a budget. Are you
I black
are you
tax.
black
No,
tax?
no,
Like,
no, no.
it's not.
That
When
is
you
your responsibility as a
fulfilling
man.
your responsibilities.
That is definitely.
But the thing is, black tech is just people financially, but it's just not only linked on finance. It's not only linked on finance. Because I could like be in a form of black tax, but I'm also taxed emotionally. And
look,
and
and
frustration,
and look, Nyensile,
and there's no boundaries. There's
it better
lack
up.
of boundaries.
It better up.
But then why can't you have that conversation with your family and tell them, "Ba mamela chonga"? No, because some of these situations that we have, we can have them over a simple conversation.
Look. Let me give you an example of what happened to me 2 weeks back. And this was very funny. This happened literally at midnight, like 12 minutes past midnight. I get a text from one a cousin or whatever it is, a family. Hey, man, mamela Uzzie, man. I need like I need 150 man. Difakisile aba and I couldn't comprehend what was going on. Number one, it's midnight. 12 minutes past midnight. And we haven't spoken, Tina.
Oh, that's rude.
No, man, come on about rude. We haven't spoken, like, no, it's grand. I love you, you're a family member. But you are texting me at midnight, telling me, hey, wenze kanje wati so mandithi mna. And the thing is, it's not even about imali, because obviously, because 150 is not like yabo, come on, J. But it's like, number one, approach yako, and number two, who do you think who do you think you are, and who do you think I am? Like, you don't approach me like that to me.
Yeah.
We don't know each other well enough for you to do that. Yes, I know you, I love you, but this is in the love. Man.
But again, it goes back to lack of boundaries. It go
do that. Now, don't ever text me and tell me, you did this, and you would like. Don't do that to me. If uzakumu uthi bana hamba nekuse hamba njengoba nta uziman khawuthi kan babisi nje man why uza yabo ndinento mhlambi. In fact, don't tell me about nantoni. I'll say to you, sure, yeah. I'll look at the finances zam ndibuye lapha kuwe. Ungathi kumba yo so ngomso ndinento
like we make say time.
No. It is up to me.
Yeah.
It is up to me to number one, rearrange my affairs to try and accommodate this little piece here. Look, it could be 50 rand, it could be 200, whatever it is. I need to rearrange my schedule and try to fit. It's different when it's your partner, because your partner is part of schedule circle. They're part of the budget. They're here.
Yeah.
So okay, it's easier. It's easy for me to give. If let's say I'm dating my person, hold on,
yeah.
But I need like a gay. I need to look at if finances are joking about okay, nimenjani, zakwazi ukuthi. Otherwise, you do that, and then no me and do like one. It's just
how important it is to state boundaries. How important
to state them,
to place them, and make boundaries. How vital is that?
That's the first thing you should do always. You like you start there. It's the starting point. Like, it's step number one. It's the boundaries. And what I've realized is that it's sort of a beast of burden, because what you have to do is you become umdu. People will say, yo, Uzzie, but he's like he seems cold. Like cold, man. Like he's always like alone, like he's a cold guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a cold person. It's just that we don't have a relationship. We don't have a relationship. If you ask my friends, he's a clown. Uzzie, he's a clown. You ask my girlfriend, Uzzie, he's serious, but he's a clown. But then even like an acquaintance, like it's cold, you know what I mean? So if boundaries that's where you start. And if someone get agazifuni or accept the boundaries zako, angendawo.
I mean, even with you, surprisingly, Yazzie, the reason why I was asking you, apparently UCT does not even consider it as black text anymore.
UCT.
Yeah, they don't consider as black text. Apparently, there's like a negative association with the word. They prefer graduate responsibility.
Mabethe kubo. Mabethe kubo. Mabethe lento bayenzayo. Khawume.
But he graduate responsibility because of the like the negative impact that it brings.
So now we are getting to a point whereby we care more about the way it looks as opposed to what it is. And also,
I mean, people care about things the way it looks like in just in general. People look.
Which people?
I mean, I care about what affects me and how I look in terms of anything that I do.
It's not the people around me. And I feel like that's why almost. Because look, I don't say things in a rude way, but I will say them. And what's crazy is that even when you're there, it still hurts people, or rather, they still hurt themselves. Because you could not be a rude person, but we tend to bluntly
Straight.
go to, he's rude. He's not rude.
Yeah.
It's a sentence. It's the full stop. As he graduated, I want to know nothing about us. I want to know nothing about reality. So why would we let them determine and define is that we go through dinner?
And there's a lot of like, and there's a no, but like, but I was reading on this. I was like, it's. I didn't understand why it's called graduate responsibility.
No,
they made it. I feel like they're watering down. They're watering the effects down and the impact.
Reality might be a reality.
Yeah, but and the other thing is, I was cool about the impacts that being in that position of being like black texted, like it's
debilitating. Look, it's depressing,
man,
and it's depressing, and also it isolates you because sometimes you have to delete numbers. Sometimes you have to delete people's numbers. But Lona and him phone WhatsApp on because I know but every 2 weeks I'm gonna text. This person doesn't care how I am. This person doesn't know who I am anymore. They don't know who I am anymore. They know Kaba you Uzi. You don't know me.
Yeah.
I love you, your family, but we're not friends. And you don't know me.
Do you also think it comes from just not having knowledge? Maybe somebody not even being educated because there's before even I go there. Because we struggle in having access to education majority Tina about a bit. What is your take in general and just like in free education, access to education, and just general access on so many levels in South Africa, even with justice-wise, education-wise, the access,
So are you saying that we struggle to get education?
No, I'm not saying we struggle. I'm saying that there are not that we struggle, man, but I feel like there's just the government. There should be measures and elements that are placed that should govern us to actually be accessible to free education.
No, but they have been for the past 20 to 30 years.
Yeah, but I don't think NSFAS is free education though. You still have to bring it back.
NSFAS? Are you talking about NSFAS?
Yeah.
Look, man.
But in general, even like with
I get you.
With the what you call this thing, scholarships and stuff like that. Those are things that you have to pay back.
I get what you look, Nem. Look. So number one, primary. Ako primary like
no, tertiary level. Let's just
I get you. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to sort of paint a picture. But obviously, say I go tertiary, primary, you don't have to pay for anything for primary. Even in high school, to be honest. And I'm talking a good school. I went to like a top tier school. A top tier school. I don't think I paid anything more than 10K for it. But let's not delve into that. Tertiary wise, tertiary number one, we need to understand tertiary is a huge thing. Why is it a huge thing? Because everyone says they want to be there. Everyone applies to be there. But we don't all deserve to be there. So now, also didn't get free education, get free ndondon. What that does is it creates a response from us where we build a culture of a lack of accountability. We build a culture of not appreciating what that is. Anything that's free is not respected. anything you don't work for, anything that is not free is not respected. I don't believe Naba tertiary should be free. You should work to be tertiary.
Yeah.
Yes, you can pay it back when you work. Yes, on NSFAS you can pay, but you must make your way. You can't get it. Because the thing is, if we're getting tertiary for free, who's paying the lecturers? Who's paying the school? Who's paying the Wi-Fi? Who's paying infrastructure? I don't believe in getting anything for free. You work. Yes, Mklambi, you can pay it back afterwards.
Yeah.
But I'm not with that.
So you're on the firm belief that everything you must work in order to obtain.
Yes,
For
man.
now.
Because if you don't work for it, like I said earlier, you don't respect anything you get for free.
Yeah.
You don't respect it. Like look at NSFAS. NSFAS is free. Let's not sugarcoat this.
Yes, it come to think of it, I've never actually even met someone who now they paid back NSFAS.
NSFAS is free. Look at how NSFAS is spent. What's in here? And we know that we can. We know that we can. Once again, NSFAS, we know number one, umamzo. Like we are pride namhlanje umbengo number 1 ezamajita umbengo siyaphuma noko sibembini sibentathu and this is business siyaphuma sibembini yabo ebomvu emhlophe yabo ekse wena mshito uzobo kids out thina bambeleni. I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, it's beautiful to chill as gents and all of it. It's beautiful. It's a great culture. But is it really, Is it really?
Yeah.
Because by the end of that night, you spend like 30% of this was like. Ikrosari, we won afterwards. Hey, what you hey? Last night, like we cool last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You don't have to pay for it. I'll pay for it. Keep the change. Because I'm not saying it's a bad thing again. I'm not saying we don't respect it, but anything that is free, we don't hold it to a high standard.
Now, that's got a lot to take in. Because Nyanike, it's again, it goes back to the survival thing. Entitlement again. Yes. Because in Zinjiana, with fees that are given to us students for education, it is supposed to be for reasons that are vital, man. That are important.
Yes.
But again, there's a lot of work that we need to put in as South Africans and in the youth as in general, bro. Because even with this black tax, even with this success burnouts, these things are some of the things that we can work around and we can delve into.
Let me say this, ne? Let me say this. Yes. Yes to everything you just said. But the way forward is very simple. And it's what we said at the beginning. Now for me, I feel it's accountability. Umuntu must hold themselves accountable. You are where you are. What do you do with this? Like you are where you are. You like this culture, man. We want things for free, and it's like it hurts us more than it benefits us. Like accountability is key. Whereby you understand, you have to wake up and be prepared for whatever it is that you want. You go out and you get it. Because now we're getting this for free, and then nothing good ever comes out of that.
I know.
Especially as young people. As young people, we'll go on about, youth unemployment and things like that. Like we spoke about. But, yes, I understand the unemployment is a problem, yes, ne? But if you're complaining about it, you're spending half the time.
Yeah.
You've killed off half the time that you could have spent doing something conducive to you finding a job. And once again, I'm not judging anything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone is bad or good or whatever. Or I've been to a place whereby I was stressed about unemployment. What did I do? I sent emails. There was a time whereby I sent an email almost every I think it was every other 2 days to someone back. Yo, hi, dear Banbani, please find this kind reminder of the email below. And by the time I think it was 6 or 7, and then that means why assistant what dude. Like you have spirit, like you fight, and I love that you fight. That's what you do. You fight, you push.
Yeah.
Like none of us got this for free, bro. Like we push, bro.
And that's exactly what we need to do. We need to push. Now, there's 2 questions that I just want you to answer quickly. 1, what would you necessarily say to someone who is diving into the corporate world, who is finding it very difficult to find their 2 feet, finding access to jobs, finding access to that one person that will give them that belief.
Jobs exist.
Yeah.
Jobs exist. It is your duty to find it. Jobs exist. It is your duty to find it. There's no magic potion. There's no formula to this thing.
Yeah.
Jobs exist, and if jobs exist, and you see people are getting jobs, and now you want a job, put yourself in a position whereby you believe you can get a job. Ayikho enye into. Akho motivation ezawunceda. The only thing is umsebenzi ukhona. Do something to get the job.
Do you think you believe in destiny? Destiny. What do they call them?
Destiny.
Doesn't know destiny helpers.
Is it known as
like, oh, I had this. I was struggling, and I had this one gentleman who just came out of nowhere, and they helped me to fulfill my dreams. So was it destiny helpers?
I believe. I mean, look, I believe in serendipity.
Yeah.
Whereby chance meets favor. Where you get lucky, man. I mean, luck it's a thing, but also luck is not, it doesn't independently or naturally just come. Luck comes from preparation. You've prepared yourself to be in this position. You're not in this position because you stumbled upon it. Hence, I love accountability. You prepare yourself, you wake up prepared in order to catch luck yako. Luck yako is not there, it's not sitting there. It meets you, like you clash with it. Hence, like, whew, this happened. You clash with it. It doesn't just, no one gives you the luck. You prepare yourself, you get up. Even if you get up, you're in court, or you're in magistrate court. About not hi, but my name is Uzzie. So I see your thing, and I'm, I've actually done that. I paid Kelsey River, and it was last year. Like, I was stressing about
and you were just there. You're basically passing out flyers. Basically.
Uzzie from Instagram. Like, I'm literally doing, like you just...
I mean, you have to do what you have to do.
That's my point.
At the end of the day. You know, nothing is above us, irrespective of
100%
of who you are and what you do. And it goes back to the uphill motto, is that you just have to use what you have to do and push through, and 100%. Just, don't 100%. Always fall back on the things that are around you. For you're one profound guy, one profound gentleman, because this is the first time I'm meeting you, and one thing, Numna, as much as I speak a lot, I take in a lot as well.
Yeah,
I speak a lot, but I take in a lot, and I will definitely absorb and marinate on it.
Yeah.
What would you say? Would you say that you've reached your uphill, in respective of your life, the success that you want? Because you kind of touched on you still have that need, do I need to go more? Do I still need to like go up and still achieve? Do you think that when you have reached at least, if not half,
so
of your success?
So I mean, of course, we all know. I mean, we all have a general plan. We all know what we want. We all have like a goal that we know that one thing that we really want. So I think it would be very easy for me to answer, because I haven't so I can't say I've reached my uphill, but I can say that now I've put myself in a position whereby I have equipped myself with very good tools that make it much easier for me to get up there. It makes the climb tenfold easier than it was a year ago, 2 years ago. So I haven't reached my uphill, but dude, I'll be damned if I don't.
If you don't reach it,
I'll be damned if I'm not close evens.
Yeah. And that is a good thing, because we all dream. We can only hope that we reach our uphill.
100%.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you to the gentleman. I can't really take away the things that were spoken here. They're not light. And I think Abandaba needs should actually just try to listen with just a little bit of attentiveness when you watch 100%. This specific episode, because there's a lot of there's a lot of great gems underneath, but you just have to just listen to actually hear them. Yeah. Personally, again, I was given an insight that that I didn't understand. And also just taking accountability and also voka man. You know, it's about week. I feel like that's what I got.
Go
like
out
it's about
there.
week. Like voka, yes, we go through things, but at the end of the day, it's about week.
No one's gonna save you.
Nobody's gonna come back and you know, you have to get up from the bed and do what you have to
No
do.
one's gonna save you.
You guys, if you want to follow this you know, comprehensive, intuitive young man here, you can get him.
Guys, you gotta make me sound like comprehensive, intuitive. Yo, guys.
You can get him. You can follow him on Instagram as Uzzie Khanye. We are also on all social media platforms. Ne? Is it Uzzie Khanye?
Yeah, Uzzie Khanye. Yeah,
Why-
UZZIE.
Why am I kumshing your full name?
Kumshile alphabet nani. Takudala nalento bakuthiwa graduate responsibility. Yona.
But we are definitely on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Threads, and definitely we're on YouTube, of course, and we're also on digital streaming platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast. There's quite a lot. We have a link tree on our Instagram page, so please go follow. You can get every information that you require. Again, small week, voka, and just go after what you are, you know, that you yearn for your life. This was another exceptional episode. I'm your host, Uzzie Khanye, and guys, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Shut.